Welcome back to this new video on Microsoft Word. In today's video, we're going to see a tab that we haven't seen yet, which is the Draw tab that we can find on the top left of our screen. Here we have different drawing tools that we're going to see. We haven't seen these tools before because even if we have the possibility to draw on Microsoft Word, there are many other softwares that have more drawing tools and therefore can be used to do better drawings. And these softwares are Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, or there are other open source softwares such as Inkscape or Autodesk Sketchbook. But in case you don't want to use other softwares, as I said before, there's the option to draw on Microsoft Word as well. And that's what we're going to see today. Starting from the group Drawing Tools, we're going to see one by one all the different tools. Let's skip for now the first three tools and let's go to the different pens and pencils that we can find here. As you can see, this is the first pen that we have that allows us to write in our file. If we go here and click on the arrow, we can change the thickness of the pen and change the color. As you can see, the result that we get from the same pen changes. If we don't like any of the colors that we have here, we can click on more colors and we can either customize a color by putting in the code for the color that we want, or we can go on standard and choose one of the colors that we can find here. If we go on either this one or this other pen, we have the same options. So we can change the thickness and the color, and we still have more colors. Same thing here. We can still change the thickness and the colors. If we go on this other one, that it's called pencil, we can still change the thickness of it and the color, and we still have more colors, but as you can see, we don't have the glittery colors that we have on the pens. These right here are not available on the pencil. And if we use the pencil, as you can see, the line that we draw is different from the line that we get from the pen. Next to the pencil, we then have the highlighter that we can use to highlight a text. But for now, we don't have a text, so let's add one by using the command lorem. And as you can see, we click on highlighter and then we can highlight anything we want. We can also use it as a pen, just like the others. Let's go now to the first three tools in this group. The first two are selection tools. The first one is called select, and we can just select anything that we inserted in our file using the drawing tools and, for example, move it. And you can do that simply by clicking on it and then you drag it wherever you want. Then we have the lasso select. All you need to do with the lasso select is create a shape around the things that you want to select, like this, for example. And as you can see, now you can move all these elements together wherever you want in the page. Beside the selection tools, we have the eraser that if we select it and then click on the element that we want to delete, it will erase it automatically. Now that we've seen all these tools, let's go to the action pen, which is probably the hardest tool to know how to use. And that's why there's a guide that we can follow simply by clicking on this arrow and going on Ink Gesture Help. And as you can see, there's a guide on the right side of our screen, and we have a list of actions that we can do by using the action pen. So let's see all of them one by one, starting from deleting words. So if we scribble on a word like this, as you can see, it will delete it from our text. Then we can select a word by drawing a circle around it. And then we can change the formatting of that word by using all the options that come up in this menu that pops up once we select a word. Let's go now to add new line. Let's make sure that you still have action pen selected. And let's go, for example, here. And let's draw this line that we see in the guide to add a new line in our text. And as you can see, we have now a new line where we can write whatever we want. We can also, by selecting the action pen again, go, for example, here, where there's a full stop, and draw this line again. And the following words, as you can see, just move to a new line below. Let's select now the action pen again and go to the next action, which is split a word. Basically, let's zoom in first so that we can see better. If we draw a line on a word starting from the top and then going down, we're going to split a word in two. For example, let's split this one. And let's draw a line on it. And as you can see, the word has been split in two. So basically, there's more space between the letters, as you can see. We can also do the opposite. If we select the action pen again and draw a line starting from the bottom and going up, we can join a word together, as you can see here. For example, let's join these two together. We go at the bottom and draw a line. And as you can see, the space that was between these two letters has now been deleted, and so the word has been joined as one. The last thing that we can do with the action pen, it's insert a word inside a sentence. For example, let's go here on the second line, and if we draw these two lines like this, we'll be able to insert a word inside this sentence like this. So even if the action pen could be maybe the hardest tool to use between the tools in this group, it's still quite easy if we follow the instruction here. And once we memorize all the different options, we won't even need this guide, and we'll just be able to click on the pen and do all the different actions that are available. Let's select now a different pen, for example this one, and let's see the next command, which is ruler. If we click on it, as you can see, we get a ruler in our screen that we can use to draw straight lines in our file. For example, if I click and drag along, as you can see, we get a line inside our text, and it's straight down. If you want to change the angle of the ruler, we just roll. For example, let's put it like this, and let's draw a vertical line straight in our file. And as you can see, you can simply move it and draw a straight line wherever you want or wherever you might need it. And this is all for the ruler command, which is really easy to use, but can also be quite useful. Let's move now to the format background command. If we click on it, we can choose if we want lines in our background, for example, like this, or if we want grid lines, like this one. As you can see, whether we choose lines or guidelines for our background, there's still a big margin on all the sides of our page. But if we don't want this margin, we just go on Format Background and click on Apply to Full Page. And as you can see, the margins are no longer there and the background is applied to the entire page. We can also, from Format Background, change the color of the page by going on Page Color and clicking on any color that we might want. If we change our mind, we can go back to Page Color and change the color again, or click on No Color, and as you can see, the page will go back to white. We can also access more colors, and as you can see, we go back to this menu that we've seen before, where we can choose the color that we want. Or by going back to page color, we can go on fill effects And here we can choose a gradient for the color that we've chosen. So we can change the transparency or change the shading styles. As you can see, we have different variants. And if we click on one, for example, diagonal down, you get other variants and a sample right here that shows you how the page will be seen. If we don't want a gradient for our background, we can go on texture and choose one of the textures that we have right here. As you can see, there are a few of them. Or we can click on other textures and we can choose one from our device, from Bing, or from OneDrive if we have it connected to Microsoft Word. If we don't want a texture either, we can choose a pattern and we get a sample right here, just like we did for the color. And we can choose a foreground color, but also a background color if we want more than one color together. And lastly, we can also choose a picture for our background. We click on select picture. And once again, we can choose them from a file of our computer, from Bing Image, or from OneDrive. Let's click on cancel and let's move to the next command, which is ink to shape. If we click on it, and then for example, let's choose this pen with this thickness. If we draw a shape in our file, as you can see, it's not perfect, but it will convert it to a perfect shape automatically. And as you can see, it works with any shape we want. Now let's move to into maths, which basically is useful to insert any math equation to our file. For example, and as you can see, it has been converted. But for example, this one has been converted to a 9 when it's meant to be a Q. So we can go on select and correct. We click on it and see all the options that we can change it with. And in this case, we get a Q, which is what we want. So we click on it. And as you can see, it has been changed. If we don't get the option that we want when we click on select and correct, we can also erase what we just wrote. For example, let's erase this M and let's write it again. It will be added again to the equation. Once we click insert, we will get the equation that we just wrote inside our text. And we can also, of course, select it and move it along. For example, let's move it. So this is all for hint maths. But as you can see, once we added an equation inside our file, a new menu will pop up right here, which is called equation, where we get different commands that we can use to write the equation inside of our Word document. For example, we have all the symbols right here that we might use for basic maths. And we can choose from these and just insert them in our file. But we can also get Greek letters and other options, as you can see, by simply clicking here and choosing what we want. Then here we have equation, where we get some equations that are built in Word. So if we need one of these equations, we can simply click on it and it will be inserted in our file instead of having to use all the different tools that we have here. That might take way longer to just write the equation. If we don't find the equation that we want in this menu, we can go on more equation from office.com. And here, as you can see, we get other equations that we can choose from. Then we have ink to equation, which is the menu that we used before. Here we have some conversions commands that we can use. And also we have more options if we click here. These are like advanced options that we can use. And here we have different structures that might be useful for all the equation that we might need to write. For example, we have fractions structures, but we also have scripts, radicals, and so on. And then this is everything for the equation tab. So we can go back to draw. And let's see now the last two commands in this tab, which is drawing canvas. If we click on it, as you can see, a canvas will be added in our file where we can draw on, and we can make it smaller or bigger according to what we want. And then lastly, we have ink replay that, as you can see, if we click on it, it just gives us a replay of all the things that we have just drawn on our file. Lastly, we have ink help, which basically gives us a guide to how to use all the tools we have just seen. We have here some guidelines that other people have looked for, but if we want to search for something else, we can simply write here on the search bar on the top, and a new guideline will pop up. So this is everything for the drawing tools. As I've said before, there are other softwares that allow us to create better drawings, but it's good to know all the tools that are available in Microsoft Word. So this is everything for today's video. Thank you for following me. As always, I invite you to subscribe to the channel to support us and to stay tuned for all the video that we're going to upload.